He bit down on his wrist, rupturing the blood vessels, and a large amount of blood splashed in the air. Then he turned into a crow burning in the sky. Demon Slayer Flame, 3,000 crows strike. The huge flock of crows let out a foreboding death cry and swept away. Zhang Yi's pupils constricted as white light flashed in his right eye. Divine might. The space in front of him warped significantly in an instant, and then the space hundreds of meters in front of him was directly emptied. The Karma Fire Crows were all smashed to pieces, leaving nothing behind. Zhang Yi, Phoenix Ren, Jinguji Saikiro, and Mayumi Takeuchi. The four of them form a delicate balance. And the source of it all is Mayumi Takeuchi. Due to the unique nature of her abilities, she cannot leave the battlefield. And trying to rely on physical objects to defend against Zhang Yi's sniping is even more impossible. The only way to restrain the sniping of a top-level mutant is to use the mutant's own defensive methods. No fortifications, tanks, or even mountain ranges can stop Zhang Yi's sniping. As a result, Jinguji Saikiro cannot leave Mayumi Takeuchi's side, and must protect her personally. And after Phoenix Ren was given the blood ability by Mayumi Takeuchi, he was only able to achieve a draw with Zhang Yi on the battlefield. To put it simply and bluntly, Phoenix Ren's greatest ability is to be immortal, while Zhang Yi's special dimensional space also favors defense. The collision of the two was like two shield-bearers clashing, neither able to quickly take the upper hand. However, it was clear that Phoenix Ren was more restless. Zhang Yi had said that the reincarnation squad was on its way. If the situation continued to drag on like this, the battle would be very unfavorable for them. What he didn't know was that Zhang Yi was just trying to scare him. At this time, Zhang Yi does not completely trust anyone, including the support that Gao Changkong promised, and Zhang Yi will not rely on it excessively. He quickly scanned the entire battlefield with his gaze, and his heart was also calculating. I have already delayed the two high-level combatants of Eclipse Moon, and created pressure on them in terms of time. Coupled with the fact that we are fighting on our home turf, this creates a natural advantage. Next, it depends on whether I kill Phoenix Ren first, or whether my dimensional space is corroded by him first. At this moment, he was being intensely watched by Phoenix Ren. Phoenix Ren did not have the chance to attack the rest of the Tengu squad, and neither did Zhang Yi. In a battle between masters, any distraction could give the opponent an opportunity, and it could be fatal. Above the sky, Zhang Yi and Phoenix Ren fought fiercely. But neither could defeat the other in a short period of time. The battle above the ground was also extremely fierce. Zhang Yi glanced at Bai Li Changqing's battle, hoping he would win. On another battlefield, Daiko Yen Jin and Bai Li Changqing came to a secluded spot far from the main battlefield. Neither of the two wanted to be disturbed in this battle. Daiko Yen Jin has transformed into a beast type, and in the form of a tidal tiger, he stands over 3 meters tall, as if he were an ancient ape, with explosive muscles all over his body. In his right hand, a heavy tanbo kiri pestled the ground like a large flag. Although Bai Li Changqing's figure was also very tall, he looked short in front of him. Your name is Bai Li Changqing, right? Daiko Yen Jin grinned. I've heard that you're one of the top strength experts in the Jiangnan region. Bai Li Changqing looked at him with gloomy eyes. It's surprising that you even know about me. How much do you really know about Blizzard City? At this point, he was already certain that there were undercover agents of Eclipse Moon in Blizzard City. Otherwise, it would be impossible to have the information about them, as well as the members of the Heavenly God Squad from before, known by the other party. Daiko Yen Jin laughed. Do you want to know more about this? Then, come over and beat me. He extended his thick left palm towards Bai Li Changqing. I only admire existences that are stronger than me. After beating me, I will tell you everything. Provided that you have the strength to do so. Bai Li Changqing looked at the battle maniac in front of him. His expression was extraordinarily grave, without the slightest bit of excitement. I am different from you. I am a soldier, and a soldier's duty is to obey orders. Completing the mission and defending my family and country, that's my greatest mission. Therefore, you must die here. Bai Li Changqing said, taking out a pill from his pocket with his backhand, then threw it into his mouth. We have to win this battle. With the entrance of Compound 5, Bai Li Changqing's body suddenly erupted with a warring aura. A reddish-colored blood-like aura emanated from his limbs, steaming around his body. Compound 5, this kind of dangerous substance, even captain-level characters would not dare to use it easily. But now, Bai Li Changqing was clear about the situation at hand. Someone in Blizzard City wanted to get rid of them, so no one could be counted on. If he wanted to survive and annihilate Eclipse Moon, he had to go out of his way and not leave himself a chance to retreat. Even if it meant sacrificing his own life. The figures of Bian Junwu and other teammates who had died in battle during the mission flashed in the middle of Bai Li Changqing's mind, and a realization gradually arose in his heart. There is only death. He said in a flat tone. By Li Changqing's sudden transformation caused Daiko Yanjin's pupils to shrink. A crisis of death instantly enveloped him. At this moment, he suddenly remembered that this time, Mayumi Takeuchi's prophecy was no longer useful. Therefore, he didn't know what kind of ending would come next. Kill! Bai Li Changqing's words had just fallen, and his figure appeared in front of Daiko Yanjin. Then a simple, straightforward punch viciously blasted Daiko Yanjin's chest. Boom! Daiko Yanjin was caught off guard and was blown hundreds of meters away, his huge body tumbling several hundred times before coming to a stop. However, as soon as he raised his head, Bai Li Changqing kicked him directly in the face. Several of Daiko Yanjin's teeth were kicked out, and he flew up like a kite. This isn't fair, you're even high on drugs. Daiko Yanjin suddenly realized what Bai Li Changqing had done. He roared in anger. For a wrestler, getting high on drugs was extremely shameful behavior. And he was even angrier that as a Ronin, he did not have this high-tech product to boost his strength. Bai Li Changqing said coldly, I am a soldier. Soldiers were not martial artists, there was no ridiculous notion of fairness, they only wanted results. Life and death combat, I live, you die, is fair. Bai Li Changqing's attack struck before Daiko Yanjin could even hit the ground. His speed was too fast, his power too strong, and Daiko Yanjin was hung up and beaten, so battered and bruised that he didn't even have a chance to fight back. Ah! Daiko Yanjin let out a roar of extreme anger, his heart extremely frustrated. Bai Li Changqing's mocking voice continued to ring in his ears. Neon scum, I thought you were so strong. After not having the divination shaman's ability, are you no better than that? During the long time in the past, Zhang Yi and the others had long formulated a plan for their battle. In particular, they had made a meticulous study of several major battles of Eclipse Moon. At this moment, Daiko Yanjin was completely obvious to Bai Li Changqing. Daiko Yanjin quickly snapped out of it. He's using a drug that can only temporarily boost his explosive power. As long as I stall until the effects of his medicine wear off, I'll win. A powerful kick was lashed at his chest. Daiko Yanjin was sent flying like a sack. The corners of his mouth oozed blood. However, he still forced himself to stabilize himself on the snowy ground. Although Bai Li Changqing's attack was fierce, his defense wasn't poor either. His kilograms of muscle was his natural armor. He held his breath and gripped the Tanbokiri in his hand. Although he wasn't as fast as Bai Li Changqing, he had the opportunity to counterattack with a static approach. Clang! The sound of metal clashing came from the snowfield. The halberd smashed down hard on the Tanbokiri, sending out a shockwave that instantly flattened the snow for hundreds of meters in every direction. Daiko Yanjin was knocked directly into the air, and his hands trembled. For the first time, he felt his own weakness in terms of strength. Bai Li Changqing walked on the snow, carrying a halberd in his hands. The blade of the halberd splashed large sparks on the stones on the ground. Bai Li Changqing stared at the 3-meter-tall Daiko Yanjin, and a mocking look appeared at the corner of his mouth. The reason he had replaced his weapon with a halberd was to counter Daiko Yanjin's Tanbokiri. So that he could show him how the ancestors' stuff was played. This is what a true fierce general would use as a weapon. Ah! Daiko Yanjin could not stand the taunting and, furious, charged forward brandishing the Tanbokiri. In the face of absolute strength, everything is illusory. Bai Li Changqing raised his halberd in both hands and charged towards Daiko Yanjin. Bang! The halberd collided fiercely with the Tanbokiri. Bai Li Changqing was in an absolute advantage, and the blade of his halberd repeatedly sliced through Daiko Yanjin's body. However, instead of seeing blood, he first saw the fat and greasy flesh. Bai Li Changqing couldn't help but frown. If this dragged on, once the effects of the medicine wore off, he would fall into a state of great weakness. Therefore, it had to be a quick fight. On the side of the Tianhai City Allied forces, Xiao Honglian, Xing Tian, and the others, together with Uncle Yu and Fatty Su, took control of a strategic high point. Uncle Yu took out the GPW 2-generation anti-material sniper rifle that Zhang Yi had given him, and paired it with Origin bullets to start providing sniper support on the battlefield. At this time, he was like a kryptonite player, relying on the advantages of his weapon to pose a great threat to mutants below Delta level. Basically, every shot he fires will kill an ordinary pirate or low-level mutant. The powerful recoil shook the ground beneath Uncle Yu, causing it to crack open rapidly. Ordinary people using this kind of weapon would have their shoulders destroyed after just one shot, but this was no problem at all for Uncle Yu. After Kanuta discovered the squad, he immediately arranged for one of his lieutenants to lead hundreds of pirates in a charge. Xiao Honglian and Xing Tian exchanged glances. We can't get into the front line, so let's help Zhang Yi and the others deal with the miscellaneous soldiers on the outskirts. I was thinking the same thing. They knew that their strength could not touch the level of the investigation team and Eclipse Moon. But against the pirates, they could still give it a try. A milky white glow appeared on Xing Tian's body, and the power of Xing Tian's legion was bestowed upon hundreds of people around him. Xiao Honglian methodically ordered the subordinates to prepare for the attack. The gunners aimed at the approaching pirates and fired. The bullets cut through the ice-cold sky and were fired at them. Xiao Honglian and Xing Tian hurriedly organized a counterattack. However, in terms of numbers, especially the number of mutants, they were clearly outnumbered. Once the other side got close and surrounded them, they might all perish here. At that moment, the powerful voice of Uncle Yu came over. "Get out of the way, let me do it." Xing Tian and the others looked in the direction of the sound, and the scene that appeared in front of them made them unable to help but widen their eyes. Uncle Yu was wearing an extremely strange armor. It was more of an assembly of various high-powered firearms than a costume, forming an incredibly heavy and shocking suit of armor. It was an armored battle suit with 2 mounted Gatling guns on the arms, miniature cannons on the shoulders, and 4 rapid-fire machine guns at the waist. Other visible locations had spare heavy firearms hanging from them, and the bullet belts were wrapped around his body. The set of armaments could not be worn without weighing thousands of pounds. At this moment, Uncle Yu's legs were sunk deep into the snow. He took one step forward, letting the pirate's bullets shoot at his body, but it was like scratching an itch. Even if the heavy firearms caused some damage, his flesh could quickly recover. "Fatty Sue!" Uncle Yu yelled. Fatty Sue shouted, "Roger that." It wasn't the first time the two of them had teamed up together, and they had long had a mutual understanding of each other. Fatty Sue quickly executed his blizzard ability, forming a huge storm of wind and snow in the direction of the pirates' incoming attack. Although it had little killing power, it was enough to create a huge mess for the other party and interfere with their vision. Uncle Yu, alone, walked out in front of the battle formation. Then, he roared and activated his weapon. As soon as he could, Xing Tian disengaged his full legion ability and poured all his power into Uncle Yu's body. Although it was not the origin bullets that were activated, hot weapons still possessed notable lethality for ordinary pirates and low-level mutants. Not to mention this kind of lethal weaponry. With Fatty Sue's ability, the pirates in the blizzard were like lambs to the slaughter. Their bodies were mercilessly pierced through their bodies by the high-energy bullets, and in the blink of an eye, a large number of pirates were shattered into pieces. Uncle Yu roared with rage, his heart incomparably happy. This particular battle suit was naturally something he had requested Liu Karen to help him create. "Hey mutants, just leave it to me." Uncle Yu could clear out most of the stragglers. However, quite a few of the cadre-level pirates on the other side could be mutants of notable strength. The duo of Xiao Honglian and Xing Tian topped the front line of the battle line with the mutants under their command. Sure enough, not long after, Canuto was extremely furious seeing his men slaughtered. On the main battlefield, the duel between Zhang Yi and Phoenix Ren remained the focus of everyone's attention. Zhang Yi quickly glanced at Uncle Yu's amazing power in battle and couldn't help but smile. No one really had time to pay attention to the battle between Zhang Yi and Phoenix Ren, but they couldn't help but pray for their respective leaders in their hearts. Because the defeat of either Zhang Yi or Phoenix Ren would cause the entire battlefield to tip. This was the ability of top-level mutants to dominate the battlefield. In fact, both Phoenix Ren and Zhang Yi felt a bit faint in their hearts. They could not defeat each other. The key to determining the outcome of the battle lay in whether the Tengu squad would receive reinforcements and in the outcome of the battles of the other team members below. But by now, the battlefield had long since become a mess. Zhang Yi had not expected them to be betrayed, and Eclipse Moon and the Sky Dragon pirates had joined forces to attack them. And on the Eclipse Moon team, because of Zhang Yi's presence, Mayumi Takeuchi's prophetic powers had also been sealed. They could not see clearly the direction the battlefield was taking. Zhang Yi in particular displayed a power beyond everyone's imagination. Both were in the air, and Zhang Yi chose to use 2 white eagles to engage in a battle of dodging and weaving with Phoenix Ren. Almost at the same time, the same thought occurred to both of them: if they can't kill each other, they'll kill each other's men. Zhang Yi looked down on the battlefield from above. His gaze fell on Daiko Yanjin, Tsukamoto Nobunaga, and Canuta, the 4th captain of the Sky Dragon pirates, in the distance. If I use Thunderstrike, it won't be easy to kill them. But if I take advantage of their fierce battle and shoot them in the back, there's a good chance I can kill them. Zhang Yi used origin bullets and holy silver bullets to fire at Daiko Yanjin, who was fighting by Li Changqing below. But as soon as he did, he felt a sinister gaze looking at Liang Yu and Yang Xinxin. Phoenix Ren suddenly smiled evilly. "The 2 people who have been by your side the whole time are your women, right?"
If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and like the video. Thank you.